Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Kartik Damodar Das ki jai. Yashodanandan Damodar ki jai. Radha Damodar Bhagwan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So it's Gam Karoti Vachalam Bangum Langayate Krimet Kripatamam Deshi Gurum Trintarinam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitaneshwar. So very, very special month. We are all here. It's very blessed month as well. So what are the last 5 days all about? In fact, the whole month is very special, so auspicious. Krishna has very kindly given this blessing that, for people who can't do so many things all throughout the year, can also get the blessings by doing even a little devotion service, in this particular month. And like icing on the cake are the last 5 days. So this 5 days, you will see that it starts with like tomorrow. I think it is tomorrow, if I am right. The Gopashtami, a very special day starting. And then we have the Ekadasi coming up, which is the Bhishma Panchaka, is from Ekadasi to Purnima, the last 5 days. So Kartik this year ends 8th of November. So 4th, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5 days. So 4th is the Ekadasi, Uttana Ekadasi. And 8th is the Kartik Purnima, the last day of the Damodar month. And this 5 days called as a Bhishma Panchaka. So before we go to Bhishma Panchaka, we see what is it all about, Gopa Ashtami. So Ashtami, as we know, the Ashtami Tithi, which is coming in this Kartik month, the second, which is in the bright fortnight of this Kartik month. The Ashtami Tithi which is coming is celebrated as Gopashtami. And Gopashtami is such a very sweet and special festival. And we can see the word go. Go means cow. Go is also called census. Can anyone remember? Quite easy to remember. Krishna is very fond of cows. And cows are so dear to Krishna. So because of that, Krishna has got some names connected with cows. So what are the names connected with cows by which Krishna is called?
Govinda.
You can use the chat box, unmute. What are the names of Krishna with the cow, connected with cow?
Govinda.
Govinda, yes, very nice. Govinda means?
Gopal.
What is Govinda? What does Govinda means?
Lover of cow.
Controller of senses.
Controller of senses. That is Rishikesha. Yes, it's a good try. Yeah. Senses. Yes, go also is senses. But specifically in this connection with the cows, what does Govinda means? One who gives pleasure. Yeah. One who gives ananda, one who gives pleasure to the cow is called Govinda. And
Gopal.
Gopal, very nice. Yeah. Gopal means?
The one who is protector of cow.
Yes, Pal. Pal means a maintainer or protector of cows, Gopal. So these two names are quite famous. And there is a beautiful prayer which we offered while offering Bhoga to the Lord. Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, Jagatitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya, Namo Namaha. Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Hitaya means well-wisher. So Krishna is a well-wisher of Go, cows, and Brahmanas. So especially cows, so dear to Krishna, and this festival of Gopashtami, it is a day that a particular Tithi, Nanda Maharaj handed over the responsibility to Krishna because Krishna was herding the calves, the little calves. But now Krishna is becoming from the Kaishora age to Pauganda. So Kaishora means up to 5 years. Now Krishna is entering the Pauganda age. That means 6-year-old. So 6 to 10 is called Pauganda age. And when Krishna is entering 6 years old, that time both Krishna and Balarama, Balarama was also given the responsibility of herding cows. They become little big now, so they can manage herding the cows. So, and that day, they worship the cows so, very nicely and wonderfully, because cows are always to be worshipped. Even the devatas, they worship cows because they are so dear to Krishna. By worshipping cows, we are pleasing Krishna. So we see that in Gopashami, Govardhan Puja are very, very special days, especially, giving that special importance for cows. So cow protection is something which is so important, We see that the cows are protected. In the Vedic times, people, they gave so much importance for protecting the cows. Now we see a lot of cow slaughter and so many things, which is very, very shocking and very sad to know. So it's good that first we understand and appreciate the value of cows, and also see that in some form or way, we can also help others to understand. Cows give milk, so that's why cows are coming under one of the 7 mothers. So one of the 7 mothers is cow, because cow gives milk. So it's so important that cows to be worshipped and honored. That's very important. So Krishna, in this Gopashami day, Nanda Maharaj is giving that responsibility of herding the cows. That's why it's a very special festival. In Mayapur, everywhere they do this. And also there is a beautiful pastime happened in connection. They say that also in this festival, when Krishna goes for herding the cows, all the gopis also wanted to join. So they were also joining in this, festival. And because it's a muddy field, they were raising their garments up. So that's why the lotus feet of all the gopis are shown that day. But there is also other pastime connected with that, why it is shown. Because once Krishna, Radharani used to meet Krishna in Surya Kunda. But for some reason, she was not allowed to go there. So Radharani was feeling very, very sad that she couldn't see Krishna. So in great separation, she was crying and, remembering Krishna. And Krishna was also remembering Radharani. So he said to Subal Saka, Krishna had so many wonderful cowherd friends. One of them is Subal Saka, Subala. And Subala, the look of Subala is almost similar to that of Radharani, the complexion, the, kind of, facial resemblance were very much like Radharani. So then when Krishna told Subal Saka to see how he can see Radharani, then he went to Radharani's house, and somehow he saw her and all the other cowherd, the gopis. Then how Radharani can be brought out? So they were devising a plan. And then Subal Saka gave a very beautiful and wonderful idea that let us exchange our dresses. So Radharani wore Subal Saka, like a cowherd boy she dressed. And Subala, he dressed in Radharani's clothes. And Radharani could come out of the house to see Krishna. And that's why that day, in initial days I've seen in Mayapur, they dress Radharani in a cowherd boy, as a cowherd boy, in the very, very beautiful outfits. And we can see the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Very, very nice. So like that, a lot of nice pastimes happen. So that day in Mayapur also, all the cows are very wonderfully, gorgeously worshipped by all the residents, there. In Vrindavan, no need to say. So much of festivity goes on the day of Gopashtami. So it's a day where we also can worship cows. We may wonder how I can do it. Of course, whoever can go to Bhaktivedanta Manor, they can see the cows. But if not, also we can pray mentally and offer. And there are many Go Seva happening, in ISKCON Mayapur. There is a Go Seva, a lot of, to worship, to maintain a cow is not easy. To take care of a cow is not easy. So it's nice that we can do some Go Seva. We can sponsor some kind of seva for the cows, maybe for a month seva or for a year. And sometimes people take one cow, maintain the cow throughout, So many opportunities are there. We can go to the Mayapur website and check for that. Or even you go for Vrindavan, any of the temples you want to serve. It's nice, some kind of service we can do for the cows. We may not be able to do physically some seva, but we can do some, even it is a small Lakshmi, but still that seva is going on, which is very wonderful. And Go Seva is something so important. We all, from our childhood, we have, drunk cow's milk. What's a gratitude we are showing? So something in some form, we want to show our gratitude to Mother Cow and get her blessings. So that would be very nice. So we can think about that, in what way I can do some seva. There are a lot of opportunities available all over the ISKCON temples, and especially the temples where cows are protected. And they have a Goshala. Definitely there is something which we can do. Sitting here, we can still do some seva. So that's one thing. So this is about Gopashtami, which is on the Ashtami day. Then we have on the Ekadasi, which is 11th day, the Uttanna Ekadasi. So the name Uttanna means wake up, Uttishta. So that means rise. So Lord Vishnu goes to sleep for 4 months. He goes to Sayana, transcendental sleep, not the sleep of an ordinary conditioned soul, because sleep is considered as ignorance. At the same time, the sleep of the ordinary conditioned soul is considered as ignorance, or in the mode of tamoguna. But at the same time, Prabhupada also said a point that if someone sleeps too much, he becomes lazy. But if someone sleeps very less, he becomes crazy. So we need to have a balance of sleep. Sometimes, we go either up or down, but it's important that we try to balance in some way, because that is also required. So that we can be efficient enough to serve the Lord. So here, but the sleep which the Lord goes is that nidra is not considered the nidra of an ordinary, or not that the Lord is tired that he has to go to rest. This is yoga nidra. This is a transcendental rest which the Lord is taking. So here it is mentioned that Chaturmasya. Chaturmasya means, as we know, the 4 months of rainy season. The Lord goes to rest. Starting from the first Ekadasi, which is called the Sayana Ekadasi, which comes in the month of Ashada. The Ashada Ekadasi, very famous Ekadasi, celebrated especially in Vittala in Pandharpur. So starting from that Ekadasi, for the 4 Ekadasis, the Lord is in the transcendental sleep, Yoga Nidra. And then the Lord is waking up. That's why that this Ekadasi, which is coming in the Kartik, the Chaturmasya ends, the Lord wakes up, and that Ekadasi, is considered a very special Ekadasi. It's called Uttanna Ekadasi. It is also called Hari Bodhini Ekadasi. So many names are given for this Ekadasi because it's a super special Ekadasi. Of course, every Ekadasi is very, very special. Again, it shows the loving nature of the Lord. Just like, what can I say? Like a teacher who is a very kind and thing, they see that, okay, first, when they are correcting the paper, okay, if a child has written a question, the answer for a question, the answer is not at all correct, but somewhere maybe one word or maybe one sentence is a little bit somewhere connecting. A teacher who is a very liberal teacher will give some quarter mark, half mark, some marks. So like that, will try to help the child to pass. Here we see the Lord being the supreme master, supreme teacher, the supreme merciful personality. He is always concerned about ourselves because we are rotting in this material world for time immemorial, in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. And we don't realize that either in all the births. We think for a while, but then we go back to our nature, original conditional nature, thinking that, I'm happy, I'm going on with my life, not realizing what is, the reality of life. That is ignorance, deep ignorance, the conditioned soul is suffering from, unfortunately. So what happens? The Lord is reminding us and is helping us. Oh, my dear child, how long you will be rotting in this material world, falsely trying to be happy, but actually you are truly not happy. So the Lord gives us a lot of opportunities for us to come above, come from this, impurities and contamination, which is causing us to be in this material world. So he's giving all these different facilities. Okay, at least do some Ekadasi. You do this on this special day, you will be free from all the sins which you have accumulated for many, many births and which is binding you to this material world. And he's giving this Kartik month. He's giving the holy name. He's giving the wonderful Vaishnavas. He's giving the prasadam. He's giving this opportunity of offering a lamb by which we can nullify so many sins. So the Lord is giving so many different things. At least do something. I am here to help you. I know you are so conditioned. You don't want to do anything, but at least do this. These are the opportunities I'm giving you. A very loving father who is so much anxiously awaiting for the lost children to be back. Like a loving parent, if the child is lost, sometimes, I remember when I was a child, when I went for an exhibition, I got lost and I was crying like anything because I couldn't really, spot my parents. It is such a, fearful for a child, to be lost and you can't see your parents. But when you reunite, you feel so happy. And the parents were also so much, they were so much in anxiety. Oh, where do we, lose the child? It's such an anxiety for the parents, in fact, double, triple, multiple times, and so even for a short, separation or a short, this kind of a scenario makes us feel so much frightened and so much of anxiety it gives. Just imagine the Lord being the supreme father and mother. We are away from him for many, many births, not even looking and turning towards him. We are just careless. I don't care. When I get time, I will look at you. We have just turned our face away from him. Just imagine this is what we have been doing for many, many births. And Krishna being tolerant, loving, merciful, still awaiting, extending his hands, come back. And then he's giving all these opportunities. At least one thing this conditioned soul does, I can do something. So out of compassion, he has created all these opportunities for us. And one of those is the Ekadasi. Very powerful, very, very powerful. And we see the glories of each Ekadasi, even though it sounds like very materialistic, because people in this world want a material benefit, right? I want to do this, I will get this. Then only people feel excited to do something. So the Lord says, doesn't matter. Even you are doing for a material motive, don't worry. At least do it. Because pure devotion is a bit high. To be selfless, to be having that mood to love Krishna is something very high. At least to start with, okay, some material motive I want to do. Okay, start somewhere. Then the Lord will, provide us. So the Lord is giving us, okay, don't worry, you. That's the reason you are following. No problem. At least do something. So one of those is the Ekadasi, and you see that all the glories of the Ekadasi, all these benefits are mentioned. And even how a demonic personality or even a person who is suffering from all kinds of difficulties and anxieties are freed just by observing the Ekadasi. Such powerful, element of worship or element of devotional services, Ekadasi. So every single devotee in this call or every single person who is not following Ekadasi, please do follow. Doesn't matter for what, but please do observe. It is so much blessing for you and your family. And for your entire, it is mentioned in the Haribodhini Ekadasi, this particular Ekadasi which is coming up, is called Papa Harini. That is, completely destroys the sins. And it is mentioned, whatever devotional service we do in this particular Ekadasi is 10 million times beneficial, 10 million times, than going to a place of pilgrimage or giving any kind of charity. Just imagine, 10 million times. If you read the glories of it, everyone are requested to read the glories of this Ekadasi. You will be spellbound. It is mentioned in glories are mentioned by Lord Brahmaji. In the Skanda Purana, it is mentioned, Narada Muni is asking to Lord Brahma, please kindly tell me, what are the benefits of this special Ekadasi? And also, the Lord Vishnu also directly tells glories of this Ekadasi, to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So it's a very, very special Ekadasi. And it is mentioned that if someone is even reading a half a verse, quarter verse from the scriptures and the glories of the Lord, that what happens to that person, it is like giving some 100 cows in charity. Even giving one cow in charity is so dear to the Lord, so pleasing to the Lord, so much of blessing. So like that, each simple activity is what we do, seva we do. It carries unimaginable blessings. Unimaginable blessings. I was just reading this point. It is mentioned, this Ekadasi is more powerful than 1,000 Ashwamedha Yajna. Not 1, 2. It is powerful than 1,000 Ashwamedha Yajna and 100 Rajasuya Yajna. So like that, unlimited blessings are mentioned. Please go and read these glories. You will know, oh my God, this is something brilliant. And above all, it can help us to awaken our love for Krishna, which is the ultimate goal of following any kind of Ekadasi or any kind of devotional service. Because if this one thing we can do, if this one thing is awakened in our life, that's it. That's the perfection of life. Then no more suffering. Krishna says, this I told in one of the classes also. If you go to the Soho temple, in the central London, Shri Radha Landaneshwara's transcendental abode, when you enter the temple room, the entrance, there is a very beautiful picture. In the beautiful picture, we see Krishna is embracing a cowherd boy. Actually, that is a picture of Goloka Vrindavan, the supreme abode of the Lord, the Krishna Loka. There, Krishna is embracing this cowherd boy by name Gopakumar. The story is mentioned in a very wonderful book called Brihad Bhagavatamrita, written by Sanatana Goswami. The mood is that when Krishna sees Gopakumar comes to spiritual world, Krishna faints first. And then Krishna embraces and tears are gliding down from his cheek, eyes. And Krishna is asking, why you took so long to come back to me? And it is mentioned there that this is what Krishna feels for each and every one of us when we go back to the spiritual world. Just like a parent, when the child is away for a very, very long time, and when the child comes back, so much of joy, so much of love, so much of eagerness, the parents feel. And just imagine that is a parent. We are parent in this life only. And we don't know what we were in our previous lives. But Krishna being the supreme father and mother for all our lives, and we have always turned away from him, and it is a long separation. It's not 1 year, 2 year. Birds and birds, we have been separated by seeing Krishna, being away from Krishna. And when this conditioned soul realizes, oh my Lord, I have turned away from you, now I like to turn towards you. And then when this conditioned soul returns back, Krishna embraces that soul and then feels so much of bliss. That's the mood of Krishna. So this, all these things, whatever the Lord has given, whether it's Kartik, Ekadasi, chanting, whatever it is, the ultimate purpose, we do all want to be happy. That's why happy, healthy, long, a Krishna conscious life. Yes, we all look for it, definitely. At the end of the day, we should not forget that essence also. It's not just a happy, healthy, long Krishna conscious life. But end of the day, we want that awakening to happen as well. How long we will be like this? So it's our prayer to the Lord. At least in this birth, let me get awakened. Let me know my real position. That, how much you love me, my dear Lord, and how much I have been indifferent to you in all my births. But at least in this birth, let me realize, be grateful for your love. Let me reciprocate to your love. I always wanted for my enjoyment. Yes, that's okay. I still want it. But at least let me do something for you. That's so important. So it's so this Ekadasi is super special Ekadasi of Hari Bodhini, Papa Harini Ekadasi. So it's and it's the first day of Bhishma Panchaka. And what is this Bhishma Panchaka is all about? Panchaka means 5, the Pancha means 5. These are the special 5 days of Bhishma Dev. Grandfather Bhishma is known for his determination, for his very strong, powerful vows. Drida Vrata. He made a vow and he stick to it. We see in Kali Yuga, many times, we say many things, but we don't stick to it. The words are taken for granted. But those days, you see people, when they give a word, for that word, they are ready to even give their life. Those days were like that. That much of importance was given to whatever they speak, But because of Kali Yuga, everything degrades. And we feel ourselves, we are not able to keep up our words. At least I know about myself. So that's a sad status, But we see people of those age had that integrity in what they spoke and how they lived. They walked the talk, basically. And so it's something very special. And Bhishma Dev, he took that vow of being a brahmachari just to please his father. Because the fathers, we know Shantanu, King Shantanu, he wanted to marry. And then when he wanted to marry, what was her name? You remember? I just forgot.
Satyavati.
Satyavati, yes, thank you. So when he wanted to marry Satyavati, and Satyavati's father put a statement that, okay, I want the child born out of Satyavati as the king. But then Bhishma Dev said, I have no problem. I don't want to be a king anymore. I'm happy. But what they said was that, okay, you may not claim, but the child, if Bhishma gets married, then, he may not become a king, but his son may claim to become a king. So this kind of concerns were coming up. And what did Bhishma Dev said? No, because his father, King Shantanu, wanted to marry her. So he wanted to please his father. He said, I don't worry. My dear father, don't worry. I don't want to become a king. Neither there will be no trouble from myself. I will remain a Naishnika Brahmachari, lifelong celibacy. A very strong vow. And he stick to it till the end of his life. And not only that, he was a great devotee of the Lord also. But just because he had made a promise to, support whoever is sitting on the throne. So he had to help he had to be on the side of the Kurus, the Kauravas. So, but yet we know the pastime Krishna, that when Bhishma Dev was fighting against Arjuna, and in fact, Bhishma Dev was shooting arrows also, and it was hitting Krishna, but Krishna took that like a flower petal, because Bhishma Dev had all that love and devotion for Krishna. And he had a desire that Krishna has to lift a weapon, but Krishna promised that I will not lift any weapon. But Krishna lifted the weapon for two purposes. One is to please, because Arjuna was put in danger, and also to fulfill the desire of Bhishma Dev. That means we can understand how much dear was Bhishma Dev. And these are the 5 days Bhishma Dev also fasted. So it is a very, very special day, special days. And when we fast on these special days, it is very pleasing to the Lord, because Bhishma Dev also one of the very great Mahajana, great personalities mentioned in the one of the 12 Mahajanas. He's also there. Such a great personality. So if any pure devotees, great personalities, Mahajanas, we try to please them, serve them, that is very pleasing to Krishna. So in that sense, if you see that 5 days are so special, and it is recommended, fastings are mentioned in various scriptures, that people can do according to their health and situation, whatever they can do on that 5 days. So what can we do on this 5 days? So many wonderful things can be done. So starting with Ekadasi, generally what people do is that on this 5 days, they do a special vrata, a Bhishma Panchak vrata. And Bhishma Panchak vrata has 3 different levels. So the level 1 is something very, very high and quite, austere. That is like the 5 items of, Panchagavya, they say, the 5 items of cow. Each day one item we can take, and how much we can take. But that's a bit austere though. Some devotees do that. That is like one day can take milk, one day can take yogurt, one day can, like a cow urine, like that. The 5 products of cow. That is the first level, which is not observed by so many devotees because of its great austerity. Level 2 is done by many, which can be done, because it is about all fruits and roots. We can eat all kinds of root vegetables and fruits. We can use the sea salt. We are allowed to use sea salt, but we cannot fry anything with oil or anything, only boiled. Say, for example, boiled potatoes and many things. And we have actually, devotees are so intelligent. They have made so many recipes with this kind of a thing. We can use cashews, dates. And so there are many dishes which can be made without even using oil and other ingredients. We can still do some items and we can fast. We will be sharing that in all our groups, so you can see that. I think that itself is sufficient. It will definitely fill our stomach. We won't feel hungry, and at the same time we are getting the blessings of fasting. And all kinds of fruits can be eaten except those fruits which are multi-seeded, like pomegranates, can be, and some of the multi-seeded fruits can be avoided. We will send the list anyway soon, so that you can see and observe. So fruits and roots can be taken. This is for all the 5 days. And there is one special tarpana for Bhishma Dev we can do. The mantras are given, and how to do, there is a small video there. We can watch the video and offer it. It won't take not even 10 minutes. It can be done not very late in the evening though, not in the night, but we can do in the daytime, anytime, or in the evening. Evening is also okay. We can do this tarpana. And when we take Yeah, bath in the morning. That time can also be done. This Bhishma Dev, Tarpana for Bhishma Dev, and that is like very, very wonderful, and we get a lot of blessings from Bhishma Dev, and of course ultimately from Krishna. So it's very, very special. And the last day is the Kartik Purnima. So the fasting is done starting from Ekadasi, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day evening, moonrise. We break the fast. If you can see the moon, great. So at the moonrise time, we can break the fast with a grain. That day people offer generally sweet rice, kheer for the Lord, and then break the fast. And then you can have a big feast that day. And that's also mostly Tulsi Salagram Vivaha comes that time. And Tulsi Devi is so dear to the Lord. So the worship of Tulsi and cows, we can see in this last week, Gopashtami starting, worship of Tulsi, worship of cows. Because, once when Mother Parvati asked Lord Shiva, what is the best worship? And Lord Shiva gave a very beautiful, wonderful, answer. He said, Aradhanam api sarvesham. Aradhana means worship. Radharani gets the name. Why Radharani means she's the best worshipper. Radha comes from Aradhana, Radhika. So Aradhana means worship. So Aradhanam api sarvesham. Topmost of all the Aradhana, worship. Vishnu Aradhanam Param. Worshipping of Vishnu, Krishna is topmost. Param, supreme. Who is telling this? Lord Shiva is telling this. Tasmat Parataram Devi. But my dear Devi, more than the worship of Krishna, Dadiyanam Samashara. That means anything which is connected with the Lord Vishnu. That is even more special. So cows, worship of Tulsi Devi. So because the mood is servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. The more that we become the servant, we get the more pleasing to Krishna. In the material world, first come, first serve. In spiritual world, last come, first serve. Different formula. In the sense, in the material world, I need to be competitive and I need to be in the front, push everyone out, and then I show my this thing and then I get. In spiritual world, the more I am feeling insignificant, truly from the heart. And I think that, Krishna, I don't possess any challenge. Whatever I got is by your mercy and the mercy of all the Vaishnavas, the Acharyas. The more one becomes humble and gives way for others and serves, and that person is noted by Krishna first. So the one in the last gets the chance first, not the one who fights and goes in the front and stands at, I know everything. Krishna says, stand there only, and the one in the back gets the seat first. So that's the mood in the spiritual world. In the sense, the point which is highlighted here is the quality of being humble, the mood of being the servant. And that's what Mahaprabhu also says, Gopi Bhatta Padakamalayur Dasa 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 Dasanu Das. The more the servant, that is our real position. It is mentioned that I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm not a Vaishya or a Shudra, nor am I a Brahmachari, a householder, Vanaprasthara Sannyasa. But I identify myself only as a servant of the servant of Krishna, who is a maintainer of gopis. So this is what the Lord says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that one should identify oneself as, and that's a bit difficult also. Easy to say, but it's difficult because so much of ego is there. How can I be very humble, when so much of ego is there? Because servant means a lot of tolerance, and a lot of humility, submissive, to listen to others and to, kind of respond and serve. If someone gives a comment or gives feedback, something negative or a critic, one should not get upset, rather see how positive we can take it and do. But how much we can do like that, naturally when someone gives, someone appreciates, we feel very happy. But if someone gives us some critical words, automatically we don't like that person, naturally. We like to be appreciated. That's what our heart says. If someone cares for me, appreciates me, gives me what I want, then I will like the person. But if someone gives me something different, I don't, okay, maybe externally I will look at the person, smile at the person, but internally I don't like the person. So because of ego, false ego, not the real ego, because the real ego is that I'm servant of Krishna, but the false ego is that I am the master, I am the enjoyer. So that's why it's very difficult to use the word servant. Dasa is even more difficult. Even to become servant of Krishna directly is difficult. Servant of Krishna means so much false ego has to be, kind of smashed. But that's the real position. That's what is very pleasing, because with all false ego, with all puffed up nature, how can we please Krishna? Krishna won't be pleased. Externally, we may think I'm happy, but that's not pleasing to Krishna. So the point is that it's important, the mood. So why I brought this point is that, so Lord Shiva tells to Mother Parvati, of all the worship of Lord Krishna is supreme, but more than that is serving his devotees, serving his servants, serving all that which is related to Krishna is more pleasing. So that means cows are very, very dear to Krishna. So when we serve the cows, it's connected to Krishna, then that worship is considered more great. Tulsi Devi, she is so dear to the Lord. It is mentioned that offering of a Tulsi in any of the food grains, it is sure, whether we are with offered with devotion, no devotion, but yet Krishna sees that the Tulsi is there, and because Tulsi is there, Krishna will accept. Whether we have devotion or not, but Tulsi Devi is there, Krishna feels obliged to accept that offering. So in that way, Tulsi Devi is very, very dear. So if we can worship Tulsi at home, of course, in a Western country, it's difficult to worship because of the cold climate. But yet now devotees have found out various ways. There are special lightings available. In Soho temple, we see that devotees, they are teaching also how we can worship Tulsi Devi at home. There are many home worship kits are there, informations are there, so we can take advantage of that and then try to keep Tulsi Devi in home. She's very dear to Krishna, and the presence of Tulsi Devi makes the entire home very, very spiritual, very, very wonderful. And I heard somewhere, I'm not sure the quote, but I remember somewhere hearing that Tulsi Devi is so dear to Krishna, so powerful, so wonderful she is, that her presence can even rectify some vastu, all that shortcomings, whatever is there. Because in this country, not every house is made out of vastu sastra, whatever, but that's what I heard. But I can't give you an authentic quote now, but I heard somewhere like that. But whatever it may be, but her presence certainly can protect us from all kind of subtle disturbances, and all kind of bad influences. Surely she will protect and can bestow us great mercy. So, and in fact, it is mentioned, even looking at Tulsi Devi, just by looking at her, watering her, speaking about her, hearing about her, serving her, sowing a Tulsi seed, all this have got immense spiritual benefit, immense spiritual benefit. And by her mercy, only one can get the mercy of Radha and Krishna. Very special. So So it's a very great opportunity for us. If we have Tulsi Devi, great. We can worship her even nicely, offering lamps and whatever, way possible. I saw in some of the devotees very nicely, they do this Salagram Vivaha also. That's wonderful. If not, at least we can offer a lot of prayers. There are 8 names of Tulsi Devi, which is very, very dear to Krishna. Just by telling those names every day, we please Krishna so much. So it is Vrindavani, Vishwapavani, Vishwapujita, Nandini, Pushpasara, Tulasi, Krishna Jivani. These are the 8 names, special names of Tulsi Devi, very dear to Krishna. Vrinda means what? Like Vrinda refers to like a group of, like a clustered. Like if you see Tulsi Devi, she's like that, So she's referred as Vrinda. Vrindavani means one who lives, who is in Vrindavan. Vrindavan Dham got the name after Vrinda Devi only. So without her mercy, with her mercy, we can get Radharani's mercy very quickly. Vrindavani, she's also called Vrindavani. Vishwa Pavani, deliverer, Pavani. Vishwa Pavani, deliverer of the whole world. She delivers us from all kinds of sinful things. When we do Tulasi Pradakshana, that prayer, it is mentioned, Yani Kani Chapa Pani, Brahma Hatyadi Kani Cha, Tani Tani Prana Shanti Pradakshana Pade Pade. Every step we take to do the Pradakshana of Tulasi Devi, it is mentioned 4 times. Even the killing of a Brahmana, Brahma Hatya, even that sin gets nullified by going around Tulasi Devi 4 times. But that is not a license to kill anybody. But the point is that even such heinous sins can be washed away by serving Tulsi Devi. That's the point. And even I heard, like from a spiritual master, when he was sick, he said that if you go around Tulsi Devi, especially to the disciples, you go around 4 times Tulsi Devi and you can offer 4 times Pradakshana praying for me. He said that, and it's very powerful. We can do that for our, for our spiritual master, of course, for our dear and near ones also. Tulasi Pradakshana, very, very powerful, very powerful. So that's why very sweetly Lord Shiva has mentioned, Aradhanam api sarveshna Vishnu Aradhanam param tasmat paradam devi dadyanam samacharam. Worshipping those even paraphernalias or those personalities connected to Lord Krishna is even more powerful and supreme, more dear to the Lord. So that's why it's important for us to take advantage of these days. Go Pashtami Day, we can worship cows, that day, and Tulsi Salagram Vivaha, especially that day we can worship Tulsi Devi, and all throughout the year as well. We can try to, if you don't have a Tulsi, probably the next summer, we can try to get a Tulsi Devi and grow, and we can get guidance from devotees. We have devotees here who can guide us. It's nice. Every home has Tulsi Devi. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the house where I see Tulsi Devi, my heart feels great joy. Tulsi Devi Juraya Prana Madhavato Shani Jan. So very beautiful prayer by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The house where I see Tulsi Devi. So it's very important. We see that it looks, okay, just I'm keeping Tulsi Devi, but not just keeping, but Tulsi Devi can give so much. She can give devotion. Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sada Inavasi. So we are praying to her, please bestow this mercy that, I'm blessed with the love for Radha Govinda. A very beautiful prayer, Tulsi prayer. So Tulsi Devi is very, 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 very dear to the Lord. So offering Tulsi leaves on our offerings is also very important. So these are things, something we can do. So this 5 days, so ending, then this 5 days we can do a lot of devotion service. especially Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, we all can try to take. It is like, even if someone has not done the Chaturmasya Vrata, because Chaturmasya Vrata, each month we devotees give up one item, like 1 month milk, 1 month yogurt, 1 month, sorry, what's that? Urad dal, 1 month spinach, like that, it's the blessing what one gets by following Chaturmasya, one can get by following Bhishma Panchaka Vrata. Even if someone couldn't do for the 4 months, just by the 5 days Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, one can get the blessings. And it's very easy to do because there are a lot of, even though it sounds like only fruits and roots, but still there are so many things we can do with fruits and roots. So we have a nice book, guidebook. We can follow that and do. But yeah, if help doesn't permit, I didn't say about the 3rd level. We have a 3rd level called Havishya. It's like a kind of khichdi, not with the rice which we normally use. It's a special kind of rice we can use, and we can prepare a khichdi as per the regulations given there, not the khichdi which we normally do, but there are some regulations given, and we can take it. It's a grain. So someone feels that, I can't be without grains, can try that also, But if someone can't do that, because of various health reasons, okay, then try all other things which we can do, like chanting the holy name. Of course, this 5 days especially, we can try our best to get up early in the morning and take an early shower, and especially chant our nice japa in the morning, focused, attentive chanting. Extra rounds can be chanted on this day. And we can read scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, attend the classes, and offering of ghee lamp, which is most important. And also more nice if we can host programs and bring the devotees home and get their blessings. That will be very nice. Or we can go around and do some programs where many people can be connected to Krishna on the day. We can go door to door and do the Halloween, people go door to door and do. Today is the Halloween day. I don't want to comment on that point, what is the significance or what benefit a person gets. But I can certainly say, we go door to door and make a person offer a lamp, we are giving much, much, much more. I mean, not much more, real benefit for the people. So it's something which we can try to do. And or we can put a table, or special festivities somewhere happening, we can put a table, bring the Damodar, make people offer lamps. So all these devotion service, as I was telling, amazing benefits, amazing blessings. Yes. So we can try our best to do. And so starting with Ekadasi, so let's all try our best to follow this Ekadasi. So Ekadasi can be followed in so many ways, because it's a Bhishma Panchaka first day. If someone is doing a Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, then we cannot take anyway, Ekadasi we don't take grain. So great. We can eat fruits. Many people eat samo and other kind of things, but we can't eat on that day if we are following Bhishma Panchaka, because in Bhishma Panchaka we don't use oil, no seasoning. All those kind of things can't be done. So people who do Bhishma Panchaka Vrata for Ekadasi, please don't eat the normal Ekadasi offering, like you make Ferrari atta, chapati, puris, and so many different stuff which we cannot do on that day. But if someone is not following Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, yes, of course, you can follow a normal Ekadasi. That means you can eat all Ekadasi allowed things like Singoda, Ferrari, or whatever, kind of attas available. You can make different stuff out of it and then honor that quinoa. All this can be eaten on the day along with fruits. But people who follow Bhishma Panchaka, of course, we can't eat that. We can only eat fruits and, vegetables, root vegetables in different combination, because cashew is allowed, coconut allowed, salt is allowed. So we can still, dates allowed. Date can be used as the sweetener for many preparations. And anyway, salt is allowed. We can use that. Ginger is allowed. So we can have a nice. In fact, people make a nice feast out of it. But it's good if we can follow. It's very nice. And moreover, if someone says, "Oh my God, I can't do any of this. What can I do?" Please chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The most powerful element of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Achinam, Mandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedram. The 9 process of devotional service. When was asked, what is the topmost? Nuts. I don't think so, Mataji. Nuts allowed. I mean, if you don't follow Bhishma Panchaka, then nuts allowed. But I need to check, double check whether the nuts are there. It's a big list of items given. So let's. We will let you know. So that's one thing. And so it's a very, very important. We will share the full list, Mataji. Sorry about that. I am not able to remember that in the mind straight away. Rather than telling something which is not correct, we will release that a document which has all the levels and all the items. Thank you, Mataji, for the question. So yeah, so it's very nice. And when Mahaprabhu was asked, what is out of all the 9 process of devotion service, which is topmost? And Mahaprabhu said, the topmost is Shravanam Kirtanam, the topmost of all. Chanting the holy name is considered as the topmost by all the authorized scriptures. If you can do many more, that's great. But if you can't do anything, then that, just by doing this one gets a lot of blessings. Chanting the holy name of Krishna, this Hare Krishna mantra. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, there is nothing greater than this holy name in the 14 worlds. Nama bina kichu nahi ko ara chauda bhuvana maje. So many glories are given about the holy name. And holy name can change our personality. Completely, it can change our personality. Even a person who is too shy, having too many negative qualities, or I'm not saying shy is a negative. Of course, in a sense, shy is a negative quality because we can't do many things if we are too shy to express ourselves. So shyness in a woman is considered great. That's considered as one of the important quality a woman should have. But I'm talking in general about coming forward to do many things. We feel shy and reluctant. I'm talking in that sense. And also, we may have many of the negative qualities, unwanted habits, all these things. But, one of the powerful ways we can get rid of all these things is we don't have to even worry that we have to push ourselves to give up. But when we take up chanting the holy name sincerely and seriously, consistently, definitely, it is guaranteed that all these negative traits will automatically vanish. That's the power of holy name. We don't have to even put pressure. We don't have to bother about the don'ts. We just have to bother about this one do, that is a holy name. This one Hare Krishna mantra, this one element of devotional service. If you sincerely do, Krishna will reveal so much in our life. Such a powerful element is the Hare Krishna mantra. Sometimes because it is given freely and it has no rules and regulations, we may take it for granted. But if we really stick to it every single day, especially chanting in the early morning hours, possible, nicely listening to the holy name, we will make an amazing progress in our life, a lot of transformation in our life, even materially also. And spiritually, we feel very enlivened, very blissful. The day we all know, many of us has got the experience, the day we chant very nicely, very sincerely, we feel so happy. We feel so happy. We feel so confident, right? We feel so confident. We feel that, all the protection of the Lord is there. The way we carry ourselves is completely different. The way we think is different. The way we handle a situation is different. But at the same time, the same situation, the day we have not chanted, the way we handle is completely different. So that's why the holy name is like an armor. It protects us. The holy name is something which can give us that energy, can give us that strength. So powerful is the holy name. Amazing. We all have this experience. Every one of us at some point, some glimpse of experience we all have got. So we should take advantage of the holy name of Krishna, especially in this month of Kartik. And we have, today's already Monday, just a few more days we have got. So let's give our best, on these days, Gopashtami, and this Bhishma Panchaka, give our best of chanting in the holy name in a very sincere mood, hearing the holy name, and then and then give all our best in devotional service for Krishna. What I can do in this month, I have missed all the whole month. Okay, no problem. At least I have another few days. Let me do something. So that's the spirit. It's always a very positive, in fact, optimistic spirit. And that's what is important in devotional life. Enthusiasm and determination. It's very important. It doesn't matter what gone is gone. We can't be just sitting and worrying about what has happened. Let's now what is there, use it very happily and with all enthusiasm and energy, with all determination. Surely Krishna will reward us and we will feel very, very blissful. So thank you all very much for joining today for this session. A lot more that we can speak. Of course, we will share the details very soon in that groups. So you can go through all the different kinds of fasting and see what suits you, what you can do. That'll be great. I request everyone to observe this Ekadasi. It is so special, so amazing. Not only we get benefited, it is mentioned. I just wrote a point. Let me, it is mentioned that it liberates hundreds of our previous generations, offering a lamp to offering of any devotional service in the Ekadasi. It's like even our ancestors, whoever, in whichever planet they are and whichever farm they are, or wherever they have taken birth, or where they are, we may not know, but they all get that benefit and blessings by we doing it. Why not? It's not only blessing for us, for an individual or a family, but for several generations are getting benefited. Why don't we do this? So it's such an amazing thing. So let's all give our best on these days, whatever we can do. And it's all joyful. It's not so austere, like we have to go sit in the forest or do something. All very, very joyful and simple things. Even this Bhishma Panchaka Vrata, initially I used to think it's a little intense, but then so many items are there. It's just we need to know what we need to, combinations we can do, and we can very well do it. Happily, we can do it. In fact, I know many devotees, they said that, so many varieties are there within this limited combinations that in fact, we feel more healthy and more energetic. We may have to, we can even continue, like some devotees have told like that. So yeah, I also felt, in fact, I felt more energetic on those days when we feel the Bhishma Panchaka Vrata. So it's very nice. So we can try our best. And also, mostly one very important thing before we close is that this Ekadasi, Uttana Ekadasi, which is coming on 4th of November, it is also the day of disappearance of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He is spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, who is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. They're all in our Guru Parampara, we see, and Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was such an amazing personality, totally, very in the mood of renunciant. And in fact, he was always hiding himself away from all these materialistic people. And he, externally speaking, he was not even able to read or write, but he was one of the few devotees, best Bhajananandi. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur told his son, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was such a genius. At the age of 7, he knew the entire Bhagavad Gita, memorized. And not only that, many scriptures. Such a stalwart and extraordinary personality was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And what did his father Bhaktivinoda Thakur told? If you don't get initiation from Babaji, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, who was at the time, externally speaking, can only put a imprint, thumb imprint, can't even sign or can't even read anything. He told, if you don't get initiation from him, then your life is it's worthwhile. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur took this verse in his heart and he was begging Babaji Maharaj, please give me initiation. He said, I don't want any followers, Najanam na sundarim kavitamba Jagadisha Kamil. I don't want any followers, I don't want money, anything like that. That's the mood of the Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. But when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur approached him with all humility and sincerity, he said that if you don't give me initiation, I will jump into Ganga and give up my life. What is the use of living? So then, seeing his sincerity and seriousness, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj accepted him and gave him a beautiful name, Vasha Manavi Devi, Daita Das. So Radharani's name. And then, of course, later he was given this title Bhaktisiddhanta, because such an extraordinary, amazing, genius personality, in both in a material terms and spiritually. So it's a very auspicious appearance of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, and he was very, very strict and sincere, very detached from this worldly, attachments, and was fully focused on relishing the holy name of Krishna. In the Navadip Dham, he was completely, like a mad, in a transcendental madness, calling out Lord Gauranga's name. Very, very exalted personality. His disappearance day is one of our, acharyas, so in our Guru Parampara. So we take his blessings and mercy also, because the success of our spiritual life is in pleasing the previous acharyas. When we sincerely on appearance and disappearance day of these great personalities. Disappearance day means on the day they went back to Goloka. So on the appearance, the disappearance days of these great Vaishnava acharyas, we pray and beg to them, to give their special mercy that we can be awakened. Our real goal of life of remembering Krishna, our love for Krishna. So we can beg. We are not qualified, but we can beg to them. We can beg, please give us a Nama Ruchi, taste for holy name. We don't have any taste, so we can pray to them. So please bless me with that taste. So these are the days, very, very special days. So all these days, next few days from tomorrow, today also, tomorrow, it's super special days. So let us all take advantage of these days and offer lamps, chant the holy name, rise up early in the morning, read the scriptures, do some wonderful devotional service. Even swalpam apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even swalpam, little, Krishna sees as big. That is his heart. Krishna is magnanimous. A child is a small thing, the parents feel so happy. So that's the mood of Krishna, is being the Supreme Father, Supreme Mother. So when we do with sincere love, with sincerity, it attracts Krishna's attention. So let's try our best to do something, some loving devotional service for the next few days and get the blessings of Krishna. So thank you so much. And Damodar programs are going on full swing, and devotees have been given some spiritual targets. Material world targets are there to satisfy our ego and satisfy our, yes, I can do it, sense of accomplishment. That's a mood of Rajoguna. It's no problem anyway, we need it sometime. But what to speak about spiritually, we need that. We want to do that, achieve the spiritual targets, not to feel that I'm great, but to please the Lord and please the Acharya. So it's great opportunity. Every circle has been given some targets, And I hope everyone is trying their best. Here, meeting targets also important because we want to please Krishna. We have taken up a task. How can I just leave the task like that? Will we do it for, in a work environment? If we take up something, we feel obliged because we know that if we don't do it, they will sack us, or, if we don't do it, then we feel that, I will look, my image, how people will think. So in a material world, we are doing it for all these different obligations and things. Why can't we do it in here? We are not obligated. No one, okay, devotees may ask why you didn't do, but no one is going to force. It's volunteer. But we have to, that shows the integrity, that yes, I will do for Krishna. Prabhupada did it. All our acharyas have done it. If we want to please them, we want to take that spirit, following in their footsteps. If I have given a word, let me try my best. At least we should try our best. If we don't succeed, that's a different thing. But at least we should make an effort, sincere effort. Not that, okay, I will do it if possible. It's, that even we may not notice, or I may not, I may think I'm hiding it from others. But Krishna is in the heart noticing my sincerity. Am I cheating? Am I, externally giving some excuses? Krishna knows. We can't cheat Krishna, isn't it? So it's important for us to give our best and leave the rest to Krishna. So then in that way, we are pleasing. In that sense, if we fail also, we are passed. In Krishna's dictionary, if we put our best sincerely, that is considered as pass. It is not that, with all ego, all this thing, that in some shortcut, I have attained my target and then that is pleasing. No, that is also not pleasing to Krishna. Or being so relaxed and not making an effort. Okay, Krishna is not seeing the fruit. So I don't have to, put that effort. Krishna is seeing only my heart, but I don't put that heart. And then I very relaxedly sit and then I expect the mercy. That won't come as well because Krishna knows our heart. He knows every single bit, how sincere we are, what we talk, what we think, what we do. We cannot escape from his eyes. He knows. So it's important to be very genuine and sincere in our practice. That's what will attract Krishna. So let's put our real best efforts in that real spirit. Then Krishna will surely help. So thank you all. And we look forward that we pray to the Lord that we all can sincerely follow this 5 days very nicely, Bhishma Panchaka, either by fasting or but at least by doing all devotional service very nicely. Krishna give us strength. We need his mercy. So we pray to him. So yeah, that's our prayer to the Lord and to all the acharyas. So thank you very much. We will share all the documents soon. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhishma Panchaka Vrata ki jai, Kartik Damodar Mant ki jai. Okay. So is there any announcements, Prabhu? Is Shivam Prabhu or Vivek Prabhu, are you there? Is there any announcements there which you want to share? I'll quickly share.
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes.
Yes.
So regarding the announcement, as you already said that Damodar is going on full swing. We have only now 7 days remaining.
Yeah.
And scores are okay, but not too much okay. Because as per expectation, what we discussed in earlier call, it should be more. Still overall, if you see the ELBB level score, it's not satisfactory as of last week of the Damodar. It should have more. So I think still we have to gear up with our contacts and especially door to door and home program. So home program still we are missing a lot, and that I think it's not in our control because we have just 4-5 days and people they don't do on the weekdays, right? So only 1 weekend remaining. So let's see what Krishna's mercy. But yeah, other things we can manage like books, door to door, number of lamps, that is manageable. So I will request again all the devotees, please encourage your family, friends, relative to book the program, as well as you go in your building, wherever you nearby, any doors, any street or high street Sankirtan, so that we will at least overall, even you think that your BV or your Dham is has achieved its target, but it's not about Dham, it's more than that. So it's more about ELBV entire umbrella. So we have given a sankalpa of at high level. It's not only at BV or Dham level. So if we think that our particular area is working very excellent or more than expected, then let's help others also, other dhams, so that overall balance becomes the overall score becomes the healthy rather than little bit less. So that is the only request. And also we have next week. So now we have this temple service very regularly. You might have seen my messages, especially Soho kitchen cooking. So we have been agreed with Dayal Chaitanya Prabhu, who is heading the service department of festival department of Soho temple. So we will be doing our cooking service all the Sundays. All Sunday there is a cooking feast there, and our ELBB devotee will be engaged in the cooking, other volunteers there. So I will request whenever your Dham Rota comes, please help your service team. If you don't know who is your service team, please let me know. So Topaji is Prabhu from Jagannath Dham, Dwarka Dham is Thanik Gevel Prabhu, Mathura Dham Shivam Prabhu, and Ekchakra Dham is Litan Prabhu. So please contact them. Keep your diary clear. Okay, this date we have this our Dham Rota. Let's join together 10-15 devotee and go and help the temple. So temple is fully now dependent on East London BB devotees. So it is more formalized and more recurring services will be there. Hare Krishna Mataji, was all done from my side.
Yeah, okay, Prabhu. I'll show darshan shortly. Is that it's also important? I mean, it's a team effort basically, because it is always possible. I remember. I mean, we all remember. In fact, reading Srila Prabhupada's biography, Leelamrita, that how like many books, especially like Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the publications of many books, there was only very less time left. But Srila Prabhupada wanted those books to be released on a particular time. Then devotees were wondering, how is it possible? But then they came together as a team and worked with a dependent mood for Krishna, and they could achieve it, right? So nothing is impossible. It is just a matter of planning. We need to see in each dham, okay, because if everyone puts their best effort together, we will achieve that result. And if anything, anywhere challenge, of course, devotees are there to help. And it is just a matter of, okay, we got 7 days left. How much are we have to, achieve? Okay. Then how many devotees we have got? It's all about organizing and managing as a small, kind of break up the whole thing into small targets for each different BVs, outreaches, and devotees. Then it becomes very small. But when we take it as one big, chunk, it's very difficult to achieve. But when it is broken down into small units, and then it is given to various devotees in the group, then it becomes possible. It is all about just managing. And of course, Prabhupada said, organization and intelligence. That's something which is very important to push forward anything. So if we use the same thing what Srila Prabhupada has told about organization and intelligence, we can apply that in our current. Why we have to apply it later? Now we have the opportunity for this festival, this Damodar month. We have 7 more days. So how are we going to do it? So if each dham can think in this line of organization and intelligence and plan efficiently and effectively, how are we going to do each day? Because people can still give. There are many who do programs on the working day also. Door to door. If people can't come, we can go to their doors. So it's all about planning only. So when we nicely plan and we depend on the Lord, sure, it's a 2-inch shot. We are talking the whole month. We are talking about 2-inch shot, 2-inch shot takeaway. How are we going to apply it in our life? This is a chance to apply in our life. Our effort and Krishna's mercy. And Krishna is awaiting to give his mercy, and he's always showering his mercy. It's our effort now, right? Our turn. So it is the best way we can show to Krishna, yes, effort and mercy works. We have a big target, but we can still do it because it's not just 1 day left. It is 7 days. It's a big time. So it's so let's see. We are able to apply this formula this time, and we can achieve that. If we all can do that, that will be wonderful and amazing. And we can still do it. And it is possible. It is possible. Certainly possible by the mercy of the Lord and by our genuine, sincere effort. So Lord Jagannath is also eagerly awaiting to shower his mercy and is already showering, smiling also. Yes, gear up. I am there. Surely it will work. So it's a matter of we planning it. I hope we all of us are will take up this, and apply this formula, 2-inch shot formula, 2-finger shot formula of putting our effort and depending on the Lord. And I feel, and I can, and definitely if we apply this principle, every dham can reach their targets. So that's what I would like to share. And it has happened before also. It's not new. We have been put in situations where we were quite away from targets, not only here for other things also, but devotees have put their best, and the mercy of the Lord have even crossed beyond what has been planned. So we don't have to worry now that it's possible or not, but there is no question of possible or not, but it is possible. It is just to put that organizing bit nicely and then gear up and then depend on the Lord. And Kartik Purnima, we will break our record. It's possible. Okay, so let's pray to Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Maharani, Panchatattva, Gaurnitai, of course, Shishi Radha Damodar, Yashoda Damodar, and Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas to bless us. So can you all see Darshan?
Yes, Mother.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, we can see.
Yes.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev. Bless.
Jai
Yes.
Jagannath, Jai Baldev.
Because Srila Prabhupada has taught us like that only. Always in everything, there is no question of not possible. It is a question of how are we going to do it. Chaitanya Charitamrita, it was published in a record-breaking time. I think only in a couple of months, all the volumes. So this is the parampara. This is the kind of glorious parampara we have come, and we have to take that spirit and try. And we are not one or two, we are so many. So if each one of us put our best and come together as a team, sure, we can go beyond our record. So hope and pray that we can do this in this Damodar month. Whatever target we have been discussed and kept, we all can cross beyond that. Okay. Shishi Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani Sudarshan Chakra ki jai. Panchatattva ki jai. Shishi Gaurnitai ki jai.
Jai.
Okay. Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Happy
Hari
Pushpa
Bol.
Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari
Thank
Hari
you all so
Bol.
much. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.